Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
This time we're going to be diving into the world of physical education.
Right.
And I think a lot of people think, oh, I already know about that. I did that in school. But there's so many things that most people don't realize about how their bodies work and the psychology of movement and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's true. We often go through the motions without realizing how much is going on.
Yeah, so hopefully this can kind of bring some of that stuff to light.
Exactly.
Okay, so our source material jumps right in, starting with body awareness, space awareness, and movement exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Those might sound like straight out of a textbook, but they're actually way more interesting than you might think.
Let's unpack that a little more.
Yeah.
So body awareness is like having a map of your body in your head,
Right.
knowing where all your limbs are and what they can do and how they work together.
Instead of just like flailing around, you can actually control how your body moves, which is useful for anybody, really,
Definitely.
not just athletes.
It's like an internal GPS for movement.
Right.
And then there's space awareness.
Yeah.
This is your position in relation to everything around you.
Right.
So it's what keeps you from bumping into things, but it's also what allows you to navigate crowded spaces or even just like reach for a cup of coffee without spilling it.
Right.
You're always using it.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then there's movement exploration, and this one seems kind of fun.
This is where the fun begins.
Yeah.
It's all about experimenting with different ways to move your body, playing with like speed and levels and directions.
Okay.
So it's like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's a way to unlock all the different ways your body can move.
So it's not just about mastering certain movements, it's also about discovering new ways to move.
Yes, definitely.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's about expanding your range of motion and finding what works for you.
So all three of these things kind of work together to create the foundation for physical literacy.
Exactly.
So now that we have the foundation, we need to build on it.
Right.
That's where locomotor skills and non-locomotor skills come in.
Exactly. So locomotor skills are how you get from one place to another,
Okay.
like walking and running and skipping and jumping.
Yeah.
All that gets you moving.
Okay, those are pretty basic.
And then non-locomotor skills are more about controlling your body in a stationary position.
Oh.
So this is like bending and twisting and stretching or balancing on one foot.
So locomotor is travel, and non-locomotor is once we get there, how we move.
You got it.
Okay.
They're both essential.
Okay, so we've covered how we move our bodies, but what about like interacting with objects?
Right, that's object manipulation.
Okay.
So this is how you use your body to control objects in different ways.
Oh.
Throwing and catching a ball, dribbling a basketball, kicking a soccer ball.
Okay.
So hand-eye coordination, timing, precision.
All those things.
Use it in sports, but also in everyday life, like picking up groceries
Yeah, that's true.
or folding laundry.
Okay, I'm kind of nervous for this next topic.
Oh.
Because it always sounded kind of intimidating to me, but we got to dive into it.
Yeah.
Which is the science of movement or biomechanics.
Ooh.
What does that even mean?
So biomechanics is just applying the principles of physics to how your body moves.
Okay.
Like physics meets human motion.
So it's not just about muscles and bones, it's about forces and gravity.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Can you give me a simple example of like how this works in the real world?
Sure. So imagine jumping.
Okay.
When you jump, you're applying force against the ground, and that force combined with your body's mass determines how high you jump.
Okay.
That's basic physics at play.
So like physics can actually help us improve our performance.
Absolutely can help us move more efficiently and prevent injuries.
I'm starting to see the connection now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do our muscles, bones, and joints all contribute to this?
Well, your muscles contract to generate force, and that pulls on your bones
Okay.
and causes movement at your joints.
Right.
And different types of joints allow for different types of motion.
Oh, yeah, like a hinge joint. Like my elbow
Exactly.
only goes one way.
Yep.
But a ball and socket joint in my shoulder can go all kinds of ways.
Yes, and then you also have those external forces like gravity and friction.
Right. Gravity is what keeps us down.
Exactly.
And friction is that resistance between surfaces.
It's what allows you to walk without slipping.
Right.
But too much can cause problems like blisters.
Yeah.
And then there are Newton's laws of motion,
Oh, yeah.
which apply to our bodies just like anything else.
I remember learning about those in physics class, but never thought they'd apply to my workout.
Well, the first law, inertia, means an object at rest stays at rest,
Right.
and an object in motion stays in motion,
Okay.
unless there's some kind of force.
So if I'm sitting on the couch, I need a force to get me moving.
Exactly. You need to overcome that inertia.
Okay, what about the second law?
So that's force equals mass times acceleration.
Yeah.
And it explains why it takes more force to move heavier objects.
Ooh, okay.
So the heavier the weight, the more force you need to lift it.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the third law
Okay.
That's for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Okay.
So every time you take a step, you're pushing against the ground, and the ground is pushing back,
Okay.
propelling you forward.
Wow. So these laws are always working on us.
They are.
Why does all this matter if you're not like an athlete or a scientist?
Because knowing even a little about it can help you move better, prevent injuries, and even improve your performance.
Okay, so what are some key biomechanics things that we should all know?
So one crucial one is stepping in opposition.
Stepping in opposition.
Yeah, have you ever heard of that?
I don't think so.
So it's about coordinating your arm and leg movements.
Okay.
So when you walk or run, your opposite arm and leg swing forward together.
Okay.
So it helps you balance and generate more power.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to run, better coordinate your arms and legs. Following through.
Okay.
So this is about completing a movement pattern for maximum impact. So like when you throw a ball, you don't stop your arm after releasing it.
Right.
You continue that motion so the force transfers.
Oh, so you follow through
Exactly.
to get the full force.
You got it.
Okay. I can see how that would apply to lots of other things too.
Like kicking or swinging a golf club.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the health benefits.
Why?
We all know that movement is good for you, but how?
Well, regular movement improves your heart health, strengthens your muscles and bones,
Okay.
enhances flexibility, and even boosts your mental health.
Wow, that's a lot. Can we go into each of these a little bit more?
Sure.
So what does it mean to improve your heart health?
So it means having a stronger heart and better circulation.
Right.
When you exercise regularly, your heart muscle gets stronger
Okay.
and it pumps blood more efficiently.
So it's not just about looking good, it's about making sure our insides are working right.
Exactly.
What about muscular strength and endurance?
So strength is how much force your muscles can generate.
Right. And that's important for lifting and carrying.
Yeah.
Even just getting out of a chair. And
Okay.
endurance is how long your muscles can sustain that activity.
Okay, so like running or swimming.
Exactly.
And flexibility and mobility are about range of motion.
You got it.
Okay.
Good flexibility and mobility help us avoid injuries, improve posture, and stay independent as we age.
Yeah, I've noticed I got to stretch a lot more now that I'm older.
It's important.
Yeah, what about the mental health side of things?
So exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters.
Oh, okay, so it's a natural antidepressant.
You could say that.
Okay, what else does it do?
It can reduce stress and anxiety, and it can improve your sleep.
So moving our bodies can actually help us sleep better.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Your mind and body are connected.
Well, even with all these benefits, it's sometimes hard to stay motivated to move,
That's true.
especially when life gets busy.
Right.
So what are some of the factors that we should be thinking about that can influence our physical health? So the most obvious one is exercise.
Right.
But good nutrition is also important.
Yeah. You are what you eat.
And then stress can really affect us.
Oh, yeah.
When you're stressed, your body releases hormones that lead to inflammation, muscle tension, and even weight gain.
Oh, wow. So we need to find ways to relax.
Absolutely. Things like deep breathing, meditation, yoga can help.
Okay.
And then there's substance abuse.
Yeah.
Drugs and alcohol can damage your body,
Yeah.
impair coordination, weaken your muscles,
Yeah.
and increase the risk of injuries.
So we really got to be careful about all the choices we make.
They all have an impact.